Hi students, this is Mr. Matthews. Thanks for being patient with me. I'll be back on Wednesday to answer any questions, but I wanted to speak with you just a minute about science fair. I know you've been working in your STEMX classes, coming up with some ideas for science fair, and right now all that we're really asking you is just to think about some possible project ideas. Nothing set in stone, but we're just sort of getting the ball rolling and thinking about all the possibilities that you have. When you're looking at, or when we take a look at the schedule, there will be some due dates coming up in the next few weeks with the science fair. You'll eventually have to choose a topic and start getting some of the paperwork in. I know the rest of the school has already done that, but the rest of the school doesn't have STEM explorations to really work through some of the science fair processes. When you're looking at partners, I know that a question has come up. I highly recommend that if you choose a partner to work with, which is completely fine, no more than groups of two are the largest group that you can work with. Choose someone that's in your actual biology class, and I think that way we can fully support you better. If you really need to work in a with someone outside of your biology class, come speak with me. We can talk about it. But I highly recommend it's you choosing someone that is in your biology class. When it comes to choosing science fair topics, and I know this might be different from past years, but we really want to encourage you to think of topics that need solving, or problems that need solving. A lot of times students bring in science fair ideas for things that we already know, and we want to kind of get away from some of those more elementary level science fair projects like fertilizer. We already know which fertilizer works best. I mean, those products have been tested and tested and tested and tested, and you can look that stuff up on the internet. We want to move away from things like bubbles and some of your cooking experiments, and or how much water should be used to water a plant. We really already know that information, and it's time to start thinking about really solving a problem, a real problem, and to come up with a solution. I mean, we're asking you to really contribute to the science community. What can you offer? Something new, or something that can be added on to what we already know. So if you turn in an idea and it's not approved, then it might be because we just want to encourage you to think of something else to do. Things that we also want to eliminate, and I know this might be a change in the past. No humans this year. Okay, your project will not be approved by me. We want to have other projects that don't deal with humans. Our theme this year in STEM is sustainability. That's a really big topic in the science community, and something we'll focus on a lot this year. So that would be a really good thing to look into. But that's just an idea. It doesn't have to be. You can do anything in engineering. You can design a product. You can make a product and then test it, and that can be your project. But for this year, we're not going to be dealing with humans. No social, and that means no social experiments. We don't need to, for instance, be playing Mario Kart, or asking people which bubblegum tastes the best, or things to that nature. They're too challenging to set up, and again, we're looking at sticking with an actual STEM type of theme. If you have questions about that, let me know. Email me, or come speak with me individually. But really, those are the two guidelines. Choosing something that is a little more advanced than what you might have done in middle school or elementary school. Staying away from things that we really already know the answer to, like fertilizer and water and cooking supplies, and choosing projects that don't involve humans. So I wanted to add that, and wanted to kind of answer those questions. Coming up on Friday, or sometime later this week, I am going to post something on Google Classroom with the question of, what do you think your topic is and what your question might be, and then of course who you're working with if you choose to use a partner. But that is up and coming within the next week. And lastly, I highly encourage, if you had a project last year that you would like to expand, that is a great thing to do. You've already done a lot of the legwork, so if you want some help in maybe redesigning what you've already done in the past, let me know. Or if you want to work on a project this year and think of it as maybe a 2 to 3 year project, that's also something. We highly encourage students to do projects that are more than 1 year. In fact, that's how science actually works, right? They do a project for a year, they get some really good feedback, and then they test it again. They make some modifications and test it again. So we encourage you to do extension projects, and we'll go over all the paperwork next week when that becomes available. But in the meantime, good luck with thinking about your topics, and think about maybe who you want to work with, and we'll just go from there. And if it doesn't get approved, then that's okay. We're here to really help you with choosing the best topic possible. And don't hesitate to ask. So have a good day, and I will see you on Wednesday.